Whoa, stop.
What happened?
It came out of the hose. Am I on the wrong one?
Here at the parking garage, we specialize in two things. It's Mazda Miatas and shit boxes. And at the point that your boy starts fucking around with some electrical things, starts poking pieces of metal where they might not need to go, that can make your otherwise nice car a shitbox. One of the owner's friends was in there, unplugged the ECU and was testing resistances across some of the sensors, and now the car doesn't turn on. Electrical diagnostic can be one of the most challenging and hard to get into forms of diagnostic on a car when you're a beginning enthusiast. It can feel very vacuous. It can feel like nothing really makes sense. It's basically all magic.
Even when it ran for a second there, it sounded like Buki butt cheeks. I'm gonna be real.
Are these aftermarket Fender? What is a Tong Yang?
No, that's OEM.
Tong Yang?
It's Tong Yang. You get Tong Yang fenders. It's a rare option on these. It is like impossible to tell the pressure of fuel when it's coming out of like a loose hose like that. So if you are testing your fuel pressure and you're like, oh, well, there's fuel coming out of the hose, that is not indicative of good fuel pressure. It's a boy. I have a feeling, I have a gut feeling. Once you've been doing this for a long time, you know, you operate a lot on gut feelings.
Oh, hey, on the plus side, we did get fuel pressure. I think that's enough fuel pressure it should be running though. I think basically we've rolled out that it's not a fuel pressure issue. Oh my God, dude, that's coming out of a pinhole. It's a fucking pinhole leak in it. But okay, we got to 40
yeah, like
something.
It got up to 50.
It's a pinhole leak. Oh yeah, see, it's literally right there. That's what's fucking leaking. Holy shit. All right, awesome. So now we have the question of why is it running on brake clean? I mean, obviously it's just combustible, but if it's combustible, that means we're getting spark. But we should now test more thoroughly for spark and see if spark is intermittent. We should be real careful about all the gasoline fumes that are all over here.
Yeah, well, don't arc it in the puddle of gasoline, yeah. It'll be good.
It's sparking. The fucking motor mounts are so bad, it's really hard to watch it happen. 4 is sparking. All right, you're good. 2 and 3 are not sparking.
Idle issue where it says ridiculous idle surge. It just goes like all the way up to like 2,000-3,000 RPMs and back down. It just does that over and over again.
Okay.
And I was still testing all the voltage at the components too in the engine bay, like the TPS.
If that multimeter was running in series and not parallel, you could have shorted something in that.
Yeah, let's test spark. Hey, are these Mormons?
These guys are crazy. Like,
oh yeah,
We do some fun stuff. Yeah, it's pretty fun.
crazy.
Is that like a sleeper?
Yeah, it's
Definitely. Oh my
got a pretty sizable turbo on it.
It would have been way funnier if they were Mormons. That would have changed the video entirely. Been like taking the Mormons in the drift car. Mormons in a turbo GS. It would have been nuts. Obviously, God's not on our side today. He said AT&T instead.
I don't think anyone else was here when that guy came around the first time. He just like walked into the shop. He's like, "What's up? I'm trying to sell you internet." And I was like, "Listen, dude. We're a subsidiary company of another company. I don't think you're gonna be able to change what internet we use here." And he was like, "Cool, can I look around?" And I was like, "Yeah, I guess, fuck it, why not?" And he just hung out here and talked cars for like half an hour. And I was just like, all right,
just that story alone makes me want to buy from him.
Yeah, so the far right pin is a really slow ground pulse at like less than a volt.
A Noid light is a very useful tool, and what it is it's basically just a light bulb with 2 pins on each side. Now, what you typically use it for is testing injectors, and the way that you do that is that an injector works by having a 12-volt constant power source, and the ECU, the computer, sends a ground pulse when it needs to fire, so that completes the circuit and opens the injector. By putting a light in the middle of that, what's happening is whenever that ground pulse is sent, it turns on the light bulb because it completes the circuit. Now, in this case, we're going to be using that on the coil pack here because what we've noticed is that cylinders 2 and 3 are not getting spark. And there's basically only 2 reasons that could be. It's either the ECU is not sending out a spark signal or the coil pack is bad.
Wow.
Obviously, see, that was sparking. That had power coming through it. Now let's see what happens when we check 2 and 3.
So we're just gonna move it 1 pin over to the pin that 2 and 3 are getting the signal from the ECU on. The power stays the same. Go ahead. Not a goddamn thing. Bada boom, bada bing.
Now, when they were in there and they were messing around with that ECU, they either shorted the coil driver or they messed up the wire running to it. But basically, those are your 2 options. It has to be something ECU related.
You did the wrong 3 earlier. You had to do the German 3. Now you're caught. Now you're gonna die.
True.
This is your brain on Miatas. Any questions?
So we're looking for hot spots. We're looking for anything that looks obviously like it's not correct. It could also be a loose pin in here too.
Yeah, I was looking at the pins to see if anything broke on this side of the board.
So sometimes what you'll see when somebody goes and they backfeed a system, they put power where it's not supposed to be, you'll see a little black, like obviously melted piece on the PCB. So what the next move is going to be put the ECU back in the car, find the pin that the coil driver for 2 and 3 is on, and then back probe that from the actual ECU out.
You need to start it up for a second. Check your oil level. All right, you got a clutch in?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, nothing. Stop. We need to put it on the fucking battery terminal or battery charger or jump pack. Wait, so hold on. This one has fucking ground on it already. This is the injector driver. It's got ground on it. So crank it. It goes to 1.5, so that means that's probably outputting something. Okay.
Yeah, that's probably the pulse.
I think we should just try putting Zed's 1.6 ECU into this and see if it works, because I think it is an internal ECU issue.
Cameraman Zed here has a 1.6 Miata, and we've pretty much narrowed it down to being an ECU issue on that one. So we're just gonna steal Zed's ECU and put it in there and see if that fixes it. Did you shut it off or did you let it die?
No, I died.
Maybe we should continuity test between the pins of the igniter and like the input pins of the igniter and the output of the ECU. Just see if they are the same wire, if they're running all the way through it.
Was my ECU not good enough?
Sadly, no. Just told he was one of the best.
Oh!
What's hot? What's going on? What's broken?
It's not broken. It just looks like
seem
at
broken.
some point your igniter got a little toasty.
You got a little lump on your igniter. I don't know.
Hey man, it's like 30 years old. Sometimes you get lumps around that
Yeah,
age.
I suppose. Hallelujah! Woo! It was the igniter. It was the igniter. It was the igniter. If you want to see more electrical diagnostic, and if you want me to go into more detail, if you really want to understand how I'm figuring out which system is malfunctioning, where the malfunction actually is, you know, leave that in the comments, because like I think I have a pretty reasonably deep understanding of electrical diagnostic. And so far, we are 100% on all of our electrical diagnostics that have come through the shop so far. We've had quite a few, so it really doesn't take that much or that expensive of tools to be able to diagnose them yourself. So as long as you have an understanding and you have a multimeter and maybe a power probe and maybe an oscilloscope, you basically got everything that you could possibly need. So, yeah, that's what we did pretty fucking good. Fuck yeah, bam, bam, bam.
There's this place that this old Mexican lady runs on Highway 99 by the Stickies dispensary called Fruit Fusion. Fucking bomb. I'm not even joking.